Hey everyone, just signing in live. And by the way, I can see your guys' comments, so I always love it when you guys participate and you comment in today's video. Otherwise, it's just me talking, and that's really, really boring. Okay, so I'm in Spain. I want you guys to comment where in the world you are joining me from. In today's video, and I have notes here, so I'm just going to pull up my notes. In today's video, I'm talking about self sabotage, okay, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen this where equestrians self sabotage their success, especially, as amateurs see it, and it's kind of sad to watch, especially from a coach, because I have that like magic wand that can help you guys. I've done it. I've gotten lots of clients like their dreams and the results that they want, and all they had to do was say yes. Right, that's all they had to do was say yes. I give them the training plans, they start working with me, and I get them from A, where they are now, to B, to their goals. But something happens where a lot of equestrians, they begin to self sabotage. They start thinking of reasons that, they can't succeed. They start thinking of, so I'll give a few examples. They think of, they have this fear of failure. Okay. So a lot of equestrians, and if this sounds like you, okay, I want you guys to comment right now because I want you to know that you're not the only one. Okay. Um, they have this fear of failure. So a lot of individuals have this fear of failure because they feel like their goals are not realistic, or their goals are too big. What's going to happen to me if I try? They don't want to even tell people what their goals are for fear of their friends or family not supporting them or judging them if they don't achieve their goal. Okay, so that's a really big one that I see quite often in this space, is that fear of failure, which is causing these equestrians to self sabotage. Okay, so they stop from saying yes to themselves. They stop from saying yes to me. They say no instead. They say no to themselves. They don't sign up for the horse shows. They don't, invest in their education. They don't invest in themselves because they have that fear of, why bother? Okay, I'm going to fail, so why even try? Another reason that you see a lot of self sabotage happening. Sorry, I was just on the horse and I'm like still trying to recover. So another reason why you see this quite a lot is the self sabotage is low self esteem. Okay. And it's so funny because equestrians, we're so confident in a lot of things. I mean, we're literally riding 1,000-pound animals and we're asking them to jump or, do dressage or race around barrels or do all kinds of crazy stuff, which normal non-horsey people would look at us and think like, wow, we're super confident as people in general, as equestrians. But a lot of us do suffer from low self esteem. Okay. So, in that way, maybe you believe that you don't deserve success. Okay. Good enough, too tall, you're too short, your legs are too short, you don't have the funds, you don't have the horse, you don't have, like, there's so many excuses and reasons that you can come up with, which may create for you that self sabotaging behavior, which is low self esteem. Okay. So you're basically reinforcing all of those negative beliefs that you have about yourself, whether you realize it or not. Okay. I went how many years thinking I didn't need mindset stuff. Okay. I thought like I just needed to ride horses and I just needed to learn horse riding techniques. And it wasn't until I was, I think, 22, 23. I was working in India at the time. And that is when I was like, whoa, this mindset stuff, there's something to it. Right? It's not just riding horses all the time. You actually need to be able to control your emotions. You need to be able to breathe. You need to be able to breathe. How many times have I seen as a coach riders holding their breath? Especially when the jumps get bigger, right? They start holding their breath. Okay. So, self confidence, that is a huge reason that I see a lot of equestrians doing this self sabotage behavior. Another thing is your comfort zone. Okay. And I want you guys, again, comment if you guys are joining me. Okay. I want you to comment because how you do anything is how you do everything. If you're not participating now, you're not going to participate on your horse later. Okay. Just watching a video never change anybody's life. Okay. But participating, doing, saying yes to yourself, that changes people's lives. Okay. People who sign up for my coaching programs, by the way, their lives are changed. I've not met a single person who's worked with me whose life wasn't transformed. And in fact, I'll tell you a quick story. I was working in India. I just mentioned that. I was working in India. This was when I was 22, 23 years old. That was a while ago. Okay. And I was in this country. I know most people are like, why would you go to India? That's not where the show jumpers go. But I went there. I was developing a lot of show jumping riding clubs. I was working for a lot of billionaire sheikhs, kings. And I'll never forget, I was there and I was a woman, and a lot of the men didn't think that women could ride horses. They were very upset that I was there. I was 22. I was half their age. I wasn't in the military. I was riding horses. They thought that I couldn't ride. I couldn't be the boss. I couldn't be the manager. And I'll never forget. I was there for 2 years, and I was starting to coach a lot because a lot of the older ones, maybe they were not open-minded enough to have a lady teach them, but a lot of the younger ones were. And gosh, 10 years later, okay, literally a year ago, or maybe 2 years during COVID, maybe, I got a Facebook message from a young Indian boy who's now a man. And he messaged me and he said, "Thank you so much, Crystal. The training that you gave me completely changed my life." And that was 15 years ago. And he said, now I work with horses and they're the joy of my life. And now he too is a riding instructor because he loved it so much. So can you imagine like changing your life completely? And for me as the coach, hearing about a student of mine from like 10 years ago whose life was completely transformed. But the thing that really I think strikes me the most is, guess what, that young Indian man who's a riding instructor, guess what he will never do, which I had to deal with. He will never look at a woman rider or female rider, an Indian female, and tell her women can't ride horses. Okay, he'll never have that. So all of the students who train with him will never know what I had to experience and what I had to deal with when I was there. And I think that that's a very powerful thing. So, this horse riding thing, you guys, this is more than just, learning how to ride correctly. Okay, there's a whole lot of components and parts involved. And that's why I'm talking about self-sabotage. Because imagine if that young Indian boy, puppies, imagine if he hadn't trained with me. Imagine if I hadn't gone to India. Everyone said, why are you going there? Don't go. You'll die. You'll get murdered. Like all these things. Imagine had I not gone there. Puppies. Come on, puppies. Goodness. Life on a farm. Imagine had I not gone there and I had listened to what everyone else had told me and I self-sabotaged. And then guess what? I wouldn't have changed his life and I wouldn't have changed all of the young Indian women who are training with him. I wouldn't have changed their lives inadvertently through training him. So how cool? How cool is that? Okay, and that's why this is so important, you guys. Don't self-sabotage. I want you to comment that right now. I'm going to comment it. Don't self-sabotage. And I don't care if you don't know how to spell it because I don't know how to spell it either. Okay? Don't self-sabotage. I put mine in all caps, you guys. I want you guys to do that too. All right, let's continue on. That you might be self-sabotaging is your comfort zone. Okay, so many of you guys, you're terrified of stepping out of your comfort zone. And again, that is a big reason to self-sabotage. Some of you guys, for example, you've never done trained with a high-level coach before. Okay, how many times have I had somebody get on the phone with me and they said, "Oh, I don't even know if I need somebody as high level as you, Crystal, to coach me. I don't have as big goals. Like I don't have, dreams of going to the Olympics." Guess what? None of my clients do. I can't think of any of my clients who want to go to the Olympics. Okay, I'm not even chasing the Olympics. It's just not something I'm actively doing. Now, don't get me wrong. If they were to ask me, we'll see. Okay, but that's not something I'm pursuing myself. Okay, so it's not that you have to have these goals of I want to go to the Olympics in order to work with a high-level top coach. Okay, my husband, when he started riding with me, and again, imagine if he had self-sabotage and he hadn't said yes to himself. When he started riding with me, he had thought about taking horse riding lessons for years before he met me. And the reason he didn't is because he didn't know how to determine if the coach was good or not. Good or not good, if they were teaching him correctly, wrong, like he didn't know. So he waited and then he found me, started training with me. And yes, I'm a super high level coach and I have a training plan and a system. But guess what? He accomplished his riding goals, which at the time was to be able to gallop. That was his dream come true. He accomplished his riding goals. It was to gallop and to ride in nature on his own horse. He accomplished all of those goals within 6-7 months. Okay. So, and he had never ridden before. So imagine in 6-7 months to accomplish your riding goals of galloping on and off the track thoroughbred. He actually clocked himself at 30 miles an hour. He was very proud of himself. On his mare Q, who he had only had for a few months. And yeah, he got to experience galloping. He rode around in nature. He actually rode in nature in like 20 different countries probably at this point. Okay. So he's not just done like check the box and then call it a day. Like he's been able to do above and beyond what he even thought was possible because he aligned himself with me. Okay, with a high level coach. So that's something for you guys to think about. Okay, don't self-sabotage and say, ooh, my comfort zone is a $50 an hour riding lesson and riding goals of their own, so that person's not really going to judge me if I don't go to the show. They're not really going to judge me. They're not really going to push me. That's not stepping out of your comfort zone. That's actually self-sabotage. Okay, so find someone like me. Find someone that has goals of their own. Like I have things to do with my life. I'm only 33 for Pete's sake. Okay, I'm not done, you guys. I'm only like just getting started. Okay, all the things that you guys have read about on my website that I've done, like we'll call that my warm up. Okay, I have things that I'm doing. So don't self-sabotage. Align yourself with a high-level coach, with someone like me that has that training plan and the systems that can actually map it out for you and get you there. Okay, all you have to do is say yes to yourself. Okay, you don't actually have to know how. That's not your job to know how to get your goals. It's your goal. It's your job to order your goals like a pizza. Okay, you say, hey, Coach Crystal, I want, to get to this level. I want to get to a novice dressage test. I want to be able to jump in the 1 meter classes and do very well and not just look like I'm, the rich lady who bought a fancy horse, but I want to actually look like I'm a rider and I belong in that class. And I want to give the other riders who are competing against me a run for their money. If that's your goal, boom, let's do it. Okay, say yes. Okay, say yes to yourself. Stop self-sabotage. So I want you guys to comment right now. Okay, comment right now if that's you and you're ready to say yes to yourself and to stop this vicious cycle of self-sabotage. Then I want you to comment right now, say yes. Okay, I want you to comment right now, say yes. Okay, and what I'll do is I will reach out to you. You can send me an application and a riding video of yourself so that I can take a look at you and see, like, based on your goals, what my training plan for you is going to look like. And we're going to map it out and we're going to talk about it. And yeah, it's going to be like done. It's going to be a checklist, checking the box in a few months. So, again, don't self-sabotage. Okay, that is like the key thing here that I want you guys to take away from this is just don't. Okay, just don't step out of your comfort zone. If you have lower self-esteem or low confidence and you don't believe that you can, just know you can. Okay, I've worked with every type of body shape, body type, personality type, horse type. I mean, I've really worked with everything. And the only time I've ever seen anyone not succeed is if they didn't do it. That is really any other program in the world that's the only reason somebody didn't succeed. Usually, there's a whole lot of holes in their system, but really and truly, like out of thousands of people that I've coached around the world, the people that didn't do it, the people that said no and self-sabotage, those are the people that are still to this day the same that they were 10 years ago when I met them, or 5 years ago, or a year ago. Okay. The people that say yes, their lives completely change, and they change always for the better, which is amazing. They become amazing horse riders. How about no confidence? Yes. Self-sabotaging is definitely, and that was point number 2. No confidence, low self-esteem. That was point number 2. If you have low self-esteem, of course you're going to say no to everything because you don't have the confidence that you're going to succeed. You think, oh, is this going to work for me? Oh, no, probably not. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm too short. Oh, my horse isn't fancy enough. Whatever it is. Yeah, you're going to find some reason. Okay, and then the first point that we talked about today was that fear of failure. Okay, that fear of failure is maybe holding you back. Okay. As far as like stopping the self-sabotage, as I said, all you have to do is comment yes, and I will reach out to you. You'll fill in your application form to see if you like even qualify to work with me. You'll send me a riding video and I'll tell you honestly what I see when I see your riding video. Okay, I'll tell you if your goals are realistic or not. Okay, I can see that when you send me your video. I will tell you, is your goal realistic? Yes or no? Because if you have all these years of people telling you your goal isn't realistic, are they a professional? Do they actually know? Or are they just Debbie Downers? Okay, send me your video. Tell me what your goals are, and I'll tell you. I can get you there. Yes or no? And if yes, I can tell you how long it's going to take. Okay, because I have that training plan. Okay, it's not a mystery. It's not, oh, we'll see what happens. Okay, as long as your horse doesn't go lame, there's no reason for you not to get that goal. Okay, so send me that video. Okay, I want you guys to comment yes, and I will reach out to you with the application. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Remember to comment down below, say yes, and I will reach out to you. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, everyone. Bye.